Hey guys, welcome to PGI Peter's Gaming Info, and here we are with the final part of God of War Ragnarok Valhalla. I'll be providing commentary throughout the different sections of gameplay, and especially the key set pieces. So, if you remember in the previous video, it was the opening to God of War Valhalla, the roguelike approach on God of War Ragnarok, and the also final conclusion as well to what happens at the end of it. So at this moment, I've gone through various upgrades, and I've done a number of runs, I can imagine, and a number of deaths as well. So just showing some of the key moments and some really nice surprises that pop up in this part. So this will be the finale, and I think I've got everything together that you guys will appreciate watching, so hope you enjoy. So right back now I'm just looking at sort of upgrades that I have for my weapon, and looking at the perks, I believe they're called, that you get, that are also randomized as well, along with the enemies that you encounter through each area. So this is some of the earlier part of the game. At the moment, I believe it's quite a bit of an earlier part, but it's an important part, so I featured that. And then towards the end you'll see a late, like towards the final ending of Valhalla, so I've included, including those together. So here we are at the Table of Endeavor. You can use it to upgrade your abilities for certain weapons, and you can upgrade from level 1 to level 2 to level 3. Always handy to do with your runic attacks. Your runic attacks are very important. They're the special moves that your Blades of Chaos, Leviathan Axe and the Spear has. I think the Spear has also another name in front of it, but I just call it the Spear. So I can't really remember that, if there is one. So I'm just looking around the area, just smashing the parts for some more fleeting echoes, just looking around, seeing what else there is before moving on. There's different types of glyphs you can get. Some of them they'll add to stats, some of them will be weapon glyphs. There's all different type of ones, and you're really looking to match what works for your gameplay. As you can see, I did a parry there with the Dauntless Shield, and you can also absorb energy with the Dauntless Shield and then do a shield bash that breaks off their stamina as well, increasing more chance for a finishing blow and more damage as well. As you see that white meter underneath the yellow gold bar of the enemies, once that white meter fills up, you can do more damage, or you can do like a finisher as well. And it's really cool because every weapon has a unique finishing move. They've really done a smashing job in the finishes. I remember in Game of Break of God commenting on that as well, GBG. And the finishes in this game are just so good. I really like the gameplay. It's fast, it's smooth, and there's just so much like creativity and stuff you can do. As there, I used one of the attacks from the Blade of Chaos, where you basically impale both of the blades into an opponent, and then you can just launch them from that, and it's really handy to do. So right there, I was trying to get a parry in, because if you parry the projectile, you can actually deflect it like that, and it goes straight back, and it looks pretty cool as well. I mean, I only figured out recently as well, those eye monsters that are there, if you use the Blades of Chaos on them, you can actually fling them into enemies and stuff like that. So there's some cool game mechanics that you can you can use into your play style, and it opens up a number of ways of being creative ways to just destroy your opponents. So these chests, they're for different runic attacks you can get. You've got choice, sometimes with the same weapon, or sometimes with one weapon and another. But it's really up to you what you think is worth using. So once we enter this kind of room, it's the Valhalla's Chosen Slain, and they all have different randomized opponents, and you beat them to then progress forward. They're sort of like a mini boss. Yeah, they're essentially a mini boss that you get. There's the Eye Monster, so I'll probably use that what I was talking about, using the Blaze of Chaos. I think that was a mistake, I randomly went into Rage there. Yep, see? You can impel them and you can fling the Eye Monsters at the other enemies. It's really cool actually. And I only figured that out recently, and I've been playing God of War for how long? God of War Ragnarok, God of War 2018, God of War Ragnarok, and I've only seen that recently. I think I probably watched GBG, Gamebreaker God, do that. Shout out to Gamebreaker God, really talented God of War player, really puts in the time, you know, makes interviews with developers and stuff like that. It's really cool what he does for the God of War community, so shout outs to him, he does a really good job. So here's me just using the tree trunk, the environmental, and I'll go for a finisher knowing me. And the finishers are just great, look at that.
That's the one you needed.
So I'm just looking for the exit and then found it. Just going through. So now the pathway should be open to the next part that will be coming up to after we've beaten the mini boss. Valhalla's Chosen Stain, as you can see it at the top. Previously it was saying Valhalla's Chosen Stain 1 out of 1. It's good that it's not like 5 out of 5 or some nonsense. So that's just me upgrading the abilities, the runic attacks of the weapons, and just making sure I'm just ready for what's next. Because in a roguelike like this, where the gameplay loop is, you know, you can progress through the levels once you beat Valhalla's Chosen Slain and the boss, but you will restart. You will restart the areas again if you do die, and then you've got a chance to upgrade and think about your strategy and, you know, your approach and everything. So this should transport us to a boss, and this boss is called Fisk or Fiske, and he is a new boss. Well, yeah, he's new from Ragnarok. I think he's one of those. He's a guardian or something, or some kind of warrior or something. But he fights for Odin, who's like the one of the major villains in God of War Ragnarok, and a big he's a god. He's the father of Thor. Yeah, and he commands all like the Valkyries and, well, except for Sigrun, the archer and stuff. But so I'm looking to just take him out. I was doing so well, doing really well, but I'm taking a number of hits. It's like he got more aggressive and angry as I was just beating him down. And as you can see, I'm having a hard time now. I'm hit by Bifrost, which if you get it, which takes off, shades off a bit of your health, and that's why it goes purple, the health bar. So I'm just thinking, no, Pete, you can't lose. You've come so far where you're doing it flawlessly, and then to just get battered, you know. And look, very close. You know, do the shield bash because it's double circles, and then I was fighting for dear life there. When I got that one straight into it, man, there you go. Look at that, just left impaled on the floor. Yeah, it's just me letting off the frustration, just stabbing down the explosions, the authority. And then here you can refill stats reward. Sometimes I find that the stats aren't that great that you get in this as reward. It looks like they do very minimal. I think it probably depends on how many stars they have, or pluses, or whatever it was, the icons for each one, but I don't find them that handy. I find it more handy to permanently upgrade than just pick up those stats rewards out the chests. So the boss is gone, and now we're put to a cutscene. I really like how they've involved cutscenes and story development into this as well. It's really well done. And then you see it's Helios. And if this is a nod back to God of War 3 for fans, and it's just interesting because he torments Kratos, and it's a direct manifestation of Kratos' mental state and his thoughts about when he killed Helios, the sun god, in God of War 3. Was it Helios? Like Helios, I guess. I'm just looking through to the lore because it's been a while since I played God of War 3. God of War 3 was really good, by the way. I was about to say amazing. It was really good. I actually thought it couldn't be surpassed. And then when I played God of War 2018, I went, oh God, this is probably even better than that. But I will say the boss fights in God of War 3 and the action was probably the best that I've actually encountered probably in a God of War game. Some of the bosses, most of the bosses, and the feel of it, it was just brutal. It was brutal. Gameplay was fun. It was I mean, it makes me think about it right now as well. It's really, it was something. It really was something. I'm telling you, it was something. I actually played it and I actually thought it was one of the best games I've ever played. When I was describing it to a friend, I just couldn't believe how much fun I had with it, and just how great it really was. I mean, probably adjusting to the angle and the different sort of play style that you have in this compared to God of War 3 would probably be quite an adjustment, but it was a really amazing game, I think, or it was a really good, it was an incredible game, I would say.
You know what they say? You can't hide the shadows from us.
God of War 3, gosh, what a game. So now progressing through this realm, and this was one that was featured in, it's in both God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok, I believe. I think I was expecting enemies, but I think this area stage somewhat changed. So now we're back in the well, I shouldn't say back because now it's your first time actually seeing it at this moment in time, but this is the Greek level from the previous God of War, I believe, or inspired from it at least. And it's got this big massive chain in the middle. And at this moment I was thinking, are we going to fight Zeus? Are we actually going to fight Zeus? You know, that's what was going through my mind. Because that fight, and obviously Zeus being Kratos' father and the whole betrayal and it, you know, him killing Zeus, his own father and stuff, it's, you know, it's a big piece of Kratos' past. And from God of War 3. Yeah, and there's so much character development that's been done since then, you know. He's really matured, he's learned from his past mistakes, Kratos, he raises a son. And it really goes to show that, you know, he's not proud of who he was before. There are going to be some really nice surprises in this for people that haven't played. I will say there will be spoilers since it's towards the end. I'll be showing like bosses and surprises and towards the end of the game as well. So this is not spoiler free. Hopefully I'll remember to put that in the actual title, that this is not spoiler free.
Now this room must really take you back. Wasn't this the Chamber of Sacrifice, where you let an Athenian soldier burn to a crisp just so you could get past the room? Oh, those madcap early days. How you must miss them.
So this one is very, very interesting, and it's a nod to fans again, because it's, I believe it's a similar stage in God of War 3 that you're faced with Helios and Kratos.
Sacrifice me? Again?
And you hear Helios saying, oh, you're here to sacrifice me again. And this is just a manifestation, like I said previously, of Kratos' mind and what he felt about his guilt towards killing the sun god Helios. And what it done, it brought down like huge floods and wiped out loads of people. And Kratos you realise as you're reading the lore, I believe, or throughout the cutscenes and stuff, that explains he knew what the implications were, but he done it anyway. He was on that much of a murderous warpath of the betrayal he suffered from Zeus and the other gods, that he was out for vengeance. And these enemies are not God of War 3. I remember these ones. These soldiers, they were in God of War 3. Maybe in the previous God of War, because that arm came off, dismemberment.
Seems you'll need to push me along to get any... Oh, good. You're making eye contact as you push me towards my device.
And it's just great, the dialogue between Helios and Kratos. It just made me laugh. He's taunting him, his head is just taunting him, and he just has to go through the level. So I tried to parry there, but failed and tanked. And there I'm using the like sort of mountain splitter, or whatever it's called, a heavy splitter. And then I go for a finisher there with R3. Look how cool that is. Yeah, they really done this gameplay justice. I mean, honestly, they really did. It's just so cool.
Come on, you won't get very far without me.
And yep.
I hate to disappoint.
Yeah, apologies for that. It was a bit that I didn't want to get past, but it was a bit stuck on that moment there, and I wanted to do a smooth transition, but without chopping stuff off from here, because all the dialogue here between Helios and Kratos is important, and it's just so beautiful how they put that in a roguelike attempt for the God of War, the Raganarok Valhalla, which completely works. So this was cool. I was not expecting this. You do this like rage activation, and then you can use Blades of Chaos and just start devouring your opponents with it. And this is definitely a nod back to God of War 3. Are they? I don't think it's called Chaos. Or maybe it's the original. But yeah, and then you can also, this is the cool thing, you can go back to the Rage pedestal, and then you can actually select that, and you're able to use that stuff. Is Blade of Olympus? I can't remember. It's a very iconic weapon back in previous God of War games. So right now, I know what to do, but I'm trying to find, is there another way to do it than just roasting his head? That's what I'm trying to find out. But I realised no, they want you to do that.
Get out of this cage. It's not funny anymore. On a presumption that it's what Valhalla wants from you. Have you ever insisted that your instincts?
So pushing Helios, and
no more likely to be true than the next.
He's still talking. Still talking, and knowing me, I'm trying to find, is there another way around this? Do we have to go through this? Because this doesn't exactly seem right with him saying he'll give hints, but he will just leave, but he would rather leave it anyway. And I'm thinking, is there something odd about this? So we'll see. So you can tell, obviously, they definitely have history. And then look, you just find Mimir's in there, and I'm like, oh gosh, no. This is not good at all. I don't want to see Mimir roasted. I don't want to see that. I'm just thinking, please get him out of there. The coach is trying his best. He's really trying his best. And he's bending it, and the fire's going, and he's bending it. And somehow he managed to pop him out just in time. And they're falling, and I'm thinking, what the heck is going on? This is absolute madness. Yeah, I wasn't expecting any of this to be happening. It's just insane. And then out of nowhere, flying through the sky, Sigmund comes, covered her wings covered in fire, which I probably didn't even notice in the beginning. And I was just thinking, what is this epic that's happening? And she's still flying. That's how much of a soldier she is. She's still flying. She saves the day. She's still flying while her wings are burning, like full on burning. And she's still flying Kratos and Mimir to safety. And then we get a transition to a cutscene where Mimir is just on the floor. You're thinking they survived, and Sigmund has just been burnt. You know, she really has been. But she's more concerned about Mimir than anything else. Yeah, and she's saying she'll heal, but you and Kratos won't. But you're safe now.
I'm sorry. I've been so foolish.
Later.
And you can tell there's definitely a history between these two, a romantic history between Sigmund and Mimir. And Kratos, being the man he is, he picks up Sigmund, and you know, he'll give his appreciation for what's been done, and you know, we are forever in your debt. And Sigmund will say, as we're forever in yours, because the history between these two in God of War 2018 is that Sigmund was corrupted, I think, by probably Odin's powers, and she was like the boss, big bad boss, so Valkyrie that you have to fight. I never fought Sigmund because I wasn't into knowing how to fight the Valkyries or learning them. I just didn't have the patience. I mean, I barely even played Soul games, and they were pretty difficult bosses back then at that time. So I tried the first one. I got pretty good at it, and I just didn't. I don't think I even finished it. I think I just left it, and I didn't really bother with the Valkyries in the first game. And then in the second game, obviously I fought Gunnar, and I think it's meant to be as strong as Gunnar or even stronger. So this is what's interesting. So we go to this later part in the game, and surprise, surprise, we have Magni. Now Magni it was killed by Kratos, and Kratos and Atreus went four sons and brothers, Magni and Modi. Magni has a brother called Modi, and that's when Modi was fleeing from Kratos. Kratos was enraged and then ended up killing Magni. Now Magni and Modi are brothers, and they are four sons, so they are incredibly tough. The fight in God of War 2018 is really epic between when you team up with Atreus, Kratos and Atreus to face Magni and Modi. Really good fight, really good boss fight. Now this being a manifestation of Kratos' mental state and his memory of what happened before is interesting. I think he definitely has guilt, as that he's trying to come off that being that general, that warpath kind of mindset and being of Kratos. So he has Magni as one of the gods and one of four sons that he actually killed, and he still has guilt about that. But you know, and that's probably why it's manifested in Valhalla, this realm, due to his guilt and his memory and mental state. So it's interesting. It's not just physical; it's also mental and spiritual. That Valhalla realm will test Kratos, and you can see that He's got this grab that keeps hitting you, and you can see he's got his lightning attacks just like his father, Thor. And that's unblockable with the red circles. And then I parried that one and just slashed him. And then he explodes right in front of you or disappears. And I just thought that was really cool to see, you know, a boss fight that I really enjoyed. I think it's probably the same moveset or maybe different. I really can't remember. I haven't played 2018 in a while. Yeah, definitely play God of War 2018 on Ragnarok before playing this DLC. It will make much more sense, and you get the full-on experience, you know. So they're just picking relics, just you know, getting my rewards for that fight. Yeah, I was really surprised. That's one of the nice surprises, you know, seeing Magni and Modi, seeing Magni. Really nice surprise. Was not really. I kind of was expecting it, because it would be a perfect opportunity to bring them back, but I didn't know if they would.
It's been not nearly long enough. All your righteous haranguing about how evil the gods are, and you somehow lost.
So now just progressing to the next area, really. At this point, we're much further in the game than what I showed in the previous gameplay, and it's just showing another important like set piece as well, you know, and just finalizing everything, ending everything. The part we're on now is towards the final part of the game. It's just making another run through at this point.
Everything is justified. That's your moral code at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, so there's no enemies here and stuff. Now it's changed to Helios now, so now Mumia has changed to Helios, and that will happen as you enter Greece all the time, I believe. You know, just keeps tormenting and you know, just adding to Kratos' skill. And the cool thing is, the really cool thing is that with Helios, he will also start, there's so much cool detail and really good detail added in here, where Helios will actually start insulting Kratos when he gets hit from behind and stuff, and calling him an idiot and stuff like that. It's all this kind of really cool detail that they added into, you know, God of War games, or just or you know, God of War Ragnarok Valhalla. That is just wow. And this is for free. You've given us a prison pen. You've given us a big treat. Yeah, I got an achievement there. So there's these ones over here, those blue statues, and they are yeah, they're like a birthday one. But anyway, we move forward. Now this is the really nice surprise. Tyr that we met in God of War Ragnarok is actually a boss in this. He's a boss. You fight the original God of War. I mean, just how cool is that? And he has 3 phases, and is one of the strongest enemies that Kratos has ever fought. Kratos says this in his lore, in his codex or whatever it's called. And the attack patterns are just crazy. The way he just comes at you. And he changed the weapon throughout as well. He changed that katana or whatever it is into something else. So it's really, really cool. I heard it's got different influences like Egyptian, Japanese, I think Eastern European, the weapon types that are available that Tyr has. And yeah, this was a hard fight. This really, really was. I mean, I was playing on Show Me Courage difficulty, and then I had to go down to Show Me Will, the recommended difficulty, because this final section from the lead up to Tyr was really hard. It was not an easy one. You have to kill like 6 Valhalla chosen ones to get to him. So it's really, really hard to have all your resources ready and everything at the ready for him. Obviously, you can stock up on fleeting echoes and done various upgrades, but I mean, you can see how my health bars and rage bars progressed and everything, I imagine. But that attack here, I think you just have to back away from it. And then these can be parried or just dodged. I mean, you can parry that last one there, but he made clones of himself. So it's very tricky, it's not easy. And then I'm using some of the relic attacks there to just shave off damage and build up that stamina, just deplete that stamina and to build that up. Just like Sekiro, like posture gauge. To inflict more damage and get him into a finishing stun state, really. And this is where he summons the adds. There has to be adds, you know. There has to be adds. I don't really like adds so much. I think they're quite interfering with the boss battle itself, and they can be quite a nuisance. But they put adds in there, and I'm thinking, gosh, how many people? You know, I'm just looking to just get rid of these lot, just fully take them out. It's just because they're just annoying me and a nuisance at the moment. And they have this weird sort of attack, this red one. I don't know how I feel about that. Where they latch onto you, and it's almost like they bind with like your health, and they're kind of like invincible for a moment in time. And you can deplete them with the right weapon to take down the stakes, but it's just so weird, that attack. You can see my armor's changed now. I like this armor, this kind of metallic blue and silver one. That's cool armor. Oh yeah, and the the armor sets don't have stats in this game. They're mainly for cosmetic, just for appearance purposes. That attack, you can tell it's telegraphed where the red circles are, where it's coming down. It's parry. And then a little cheeky back kick. There's a dodge in there. And this centaur is quite annoying. And then look, he just appears out of nowhere, and it's just, what the heck? Just thinking, just shut up, you silly centaur. Get out of my way. I don't want to deal with you, your little back kick. And back kick again. Wasn't expecting that. Double back kick. I think anytime you're behind the centaur, that's what will happen. Yeah, true mayhem. And I was thinking, thank goodness. You know, I even went in for the finishers. And I'm waiting for Tyr to come down. They go, come down, Tyr, where are you? Come down. Come down. Oh, and then you get these parts where you can press R2 and just break out of that. And as I'm picking up that health. And once you pick up health, it stuns as well. It always does that as well. It stuns you pick up health next to the enemy. And I'm just thinking, I want to finish this off, but at this point, I'm not too sure, but I think I have a resurrection stone, and you can get resurrection stones in this game where if you do die, you've got one chance to revive again with some health back. Yeah, so I wasn't confident with the parries there. I mean, look how low my health is. I thought, you know, I'll go with the dodges. I tried to go for a parry there and got punished. Oh, and then cut through. So I revive, and I've only got this much health. I've only got this much. I get grabbed. Press R2. I'm still focused on fighting. Still haven't given up. But there's a small, you know, there's not a big chance I'll make it through. I was thinking, gotta put it all together now. And you see, I'm going all out now. I'm going all out completely. Oh, got a bit more health back. And I'm thinking, I'm dodging these. I'm not going for a parry. Behind me, what's coming? Tried to go for a parry, didn't get it. Get grabbed, and thinking, oh no, break it. And I'm fighting for dear life here against Tyr, who's formidable in this third phase. Really is. He's the Dauntless Shield. I get a parry in, I believe that was. Get some help. And then I'm thinking, alright, you need to stay on top of this. You need to stay on top of this tricky original God of War. And then I'm fighting, I'm thinking, let's do this. Let's finish this. And I get the stun, and I'm like, yes! And that was a fight. That was truly a fight. Rush him down, punch! He blocks it.
Stop, Kratos. I yield.
And it's like hard fought, yeah, damn indeed. Look at the blood on Kratos' head as well, and look at the size difference as well.
Let's see what your mind's worked out.
It's just what a fight.
When the evils of the boss were purged, what remained was hope.
What a fight, and that is that was the fight with Tyr, the third phase. Yep, it was a difficult one, doozy for sure, but we made it, and some bits were really close. That kept going on, didn't stop.
Boss or no boss, Kratos. Hope, fear, love, and hate exist in every one of us. The question is, which will you choose to let guide your actions? Each choice we make shapes our world.
I see the truth of it.
And I'll just let you guys sort of enjoy this cutscene and the ending, and I'll just be speaking sort of after that. So, well, it's already finished now. But yeah, great fight. Maybe really demanding in terms of the movesets they gave him, but you know, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. And they tried something very different with his movesets, and I'm sure there's been bosses in God of War games that have been like, what the heck, even with these kind of moves. So yeah. So I'll leave this cutscene to play out,
What can I say?
and I'll commentate towards the end.
I remember how it felt to take that
I'll be
throne.
quiet for now.
All that it meant. And all that it did not. A god of war. God of pain. Of suffering. Of destruction. And the one said I chase redemption that I know I can never deserve. What does that make me? God of fools. A god of... hope. When all else is lost. You lost everything. And everyone. You became. There is no forgiving you. You chose. I chose. But now, should I say now? Should I sit it? Take. Proclaim. Lead. Place myself into service. In service. Should I lose everything and everyone? There's enough inside so that I do not conquer you. I do not. But I have hope. You are cruel and arrogant and selfish. But you are more than that. You have always been more than what others saw. You are more than that. Looks like I missed everything. Did you find what you needed? Glad to hear it, brother. We're done here then, so, What now? Now? I believe I would like to sit here for a while.
And there we have it, guys, the end of God of War Ragnarok Valhalla, with, you know, the internal sort of conflict between the younger Kratos that was cruel, savage, because of betrayal, because of what happened to him by Zeus and all the other gods and his warpath, to a more reflective, more mature version who looked back on himself and was disgusted with who he was back then. And that was obviously an internal part of him that still existed in his psyche, in his mentality. So yeah, very interesting ending as well. That sort of dialogue and reflection of his you know, younger self and who he was and everything, and coming to peace with it. I think, I mean, I don't fully probably understand the ending. I haven't really looked it up, all the explanations, but I guess somewhat the interpretation of why I think, you know, what happened at the end. So that's God of War Ragnarok Valhalla completed. I mean, wow, just what a journey. Free DLC by Santa Monica. Clap, clap, clap. Honestly, just really, really well done. Really well done. Definitely clap. They've done a fantastic job. From when I first started with God of War 3, and then I thought nothing can surpass this, and then God of War 2018 came out and I was like blown away. I completed the game 4 times. I think it's the only game I've completed 4 times. And then God of War Ragnarok, which the pacing at some points was a bit, but the gameplay was fantastic, graphics were fantastic, bosses were much better, gameplay, mechanics, weapons, shields, everything was so much better. So it was just the pacing of the story, I believe, I think. But everything else was top quality, as Santa Monica always deliver, and they've delivered top quality free DLC for the God of War fans. A conclusion to God of War Ragnarok, this God of War Ragnarok Valhalla, which is a roguelike approach, and it works really great with all the combat mechanics and all the characters and the story interwoven. Really, really great. Really good. Really good. And it's saying to start another attempt, so I really hope you've enjoyed this video of God of War Ragnarok Valhalla, and you look forward to playing it even when, you know, if you finished God of War Ragnarok, or you need to play all the way from God of War 2018 to God of War Ragnarok to God of War Ragnarok Valhalla. I was really impressed by this DLC. Towards the end it did get really challenging, and maybe they could have cut down with the phases with Tyr, but all in all it really delivered. And you can't have everything perfect, you know, but fantastic journey all the way through in the game. I'm really glad I played it, and it was free. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave likes, subscriptions, comments. A few likes and subscriptions would be very very grateful, and hopefully to check you guys soon. Take care. Bye. Bye bye.